Oh, hi, I'm just preparing. Hi there, welcome to September. I am starting my Dark Academia Challenge today. It is September 3rd right now. And if you haven't heard, Marie Hill over on My Bucolic Life has challenged sewers to sew something Dark Academia in the month of September. She's even giving away prizes randomly selected over on her Facebook page. I'll link to her video above. I've given myself enough time. I still have several weeks. You guys are going to see this video at the end of September, but I've given myself about 3 weeks to finish this because I want to make several outfits for my capsule wardrobe, and I'm not quite sure I can pull it off. In fact, I have 9 things on my list, and I know I certainly can't pull that off, but I'd like to start out with some basics. I have this pile here, but I also have all of those behind me. I actually really dug through everything in my stash. But I don't want to bore you with my choices yet because I don't know what they are. So let's start simple. Let's make a goal. I recently did a shirt dress pattern review, and I had picked out one for this challenge already. It's this, the 80-14, and I'm going to make it out of this brown flannel. This isn't meant to be a sew along either because that would take forever. What I'm going to do is highlight some of the interesting steps along the way and also kind of see how many days it takes me to get through this. Because, you know, I still work and sometimes I just like to relax on the weekend. So wish me luck and let's see how far I can get. Thanks. Let's go. Day 2, September 4th. I finally finished cutting it out, moving right along. Not really. What I have right here is the sleeve, the pockets, the neck stuff, and the collar, more pockets. That's the back bodice, back skirt, front purse. So basically 1 bodice with pocket, 2 collar, 3 sleeve, 4 skirt and pocket, 5 sew it all together, 6 check in, 7 put the buttons on. Here we go. On to making the buttonholes. I mark my buttonholes with pins. This is where I started on the buttonhole because I found every kind of chalk or wax or marking I use, especially on this fabric, just rubs off. So all I do is I pull up my dress to the next marker here, align that pin with my needle. There we go. Take out the pin. All right, we're done. This is a double plate buttonhole. It's really cool because you wedge your fabric between this plate and this one. It comes with the Singer Quantum Stylus, so it's really awesome and easy to use. All right, 6 more to go. September 7th, 4 days into my challenge, and I finished 1 dress. Sitting here at my authentic 1930s library table, aka our kitchen table. I love this, but I still need to make more Dark Academia. So what I had in mind is I'm going to chunk it. I'm going to commit to a blouse, a skirt, and a trench. So here's what I have in mind. This fabric is very wrinkly, but I am going to make a blouse out of this. And that should take me, hopefully, not another week. I also have this tweed fabric that I would like to use up. I only have 2.5 yards. My plan is to make a skirt out of it. The problem with it is it's very see-through, so I have to line it, and I think I'm just gonna flat line it because it's also very loose and it's been coming apart. I think that'll really help out, hold the fabric together. And since I only have a few yards, I'm gonna pick one of these patterns. And then finally, the trench coat. Oh, I believe this fabric for the trench coat is gonna go really well with the dress I'm wearing, as well as the skirt, because that skirt has some copper in it, and the top together. So those are my plans for the next probably 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go downstairs to the sewing room and figure out where to start. I haven't decided yet. All right, let's go. Here is the pattern I chose, the button-down skirt. I love this pattern. It comes in 3 lengths. I'm really gonna try for the longest. I have my fabric here doubled over, and you can see it just about fits. This is a little more than 2 yards. I had to cheat on the grain line, but I think that'll be okay. Also over here, we have, I need 4 of these, the waistband for the front and the fold 2 of those on the back. So I don't think I can get all of that out of this material unless I make the shorter version. So that would be view B. And why I don't think the grain line matters too much is I am going to, yeah, this is really wrinkly, but this is going to be my lining. I'm going to actually cut out the pattern pieces from this and just sew the 2 together so that I'll cut this on the correct grain line and reinforce that with it. I think this is going to work out. Wish me luck. This is all I have left. I managed to cut everything out. You'll see in a second, but check this out. See how much this fabric frays? I'm really glad I decided to flatline. And by flatline, I mean this. So every piece, that's the front, back. See, I got the pockets and the waistband. I've got every piece here lined with that lining. This is the first time I've ever done it, so hopefully it'll work out. So the next step is to sew everything together. I've finished sewing the skirt together. I really like the way it looks. Those pockets are pretty fantastic in this material. Very happy with this. If you guys recall, I think I added 1 inch to each of the seams, thinking that I needed a lot of extra room, and it turns out I kind of got carried away. Way too much. So it's supposed to button here. I haven't put in any of the darts or pleats, but I did that on purpose so I could fool around and get this really well fitting. I also haven't put on the waistband, and I don't think I have enough brain power right now to do all of that. So what I'm gonna do instead is, not this right now. All right, let's do this instead. I'm gonna go ahead and iron this and cut out my blouse and start working on that since I have a few hours left before we start grilling. Yay. I swear I ironed this. This is the hardest fabric to iron, but look how pretty it is close up. So the colors match really well with the tweed. I'm gonna make that one, but first we have to go grill on our favorite Weber. I ran out of time. Ooh, can you guys see that? It's a hot pepper from our garden. Isn't it cute? Oh, this is a shirt dress I made out of that pattern. You see? Well, let me get in focus. Isn't it cute? I'm not doing the whole dress. I just love this pattern. Look at that collar. So you got your flat collar and then your ruffle on the flat collar. It actually has facing. I don't like the facing idea, especially on a shirt, so I think I'm just gonna double fold like you do on shirts and I'll make my own facing. Look at that collar. Very, very fun collar. Great pattern. So how was the week? Tuesday night. Puppy's asleep. Sewing Central. Cutting out the trench. Okay, let's start with the blouse, that view B right there. Here's what the pattern looks like. I actually ironed this again and it is still wrinkly. A few things I did. I added 1 inch. Here's my waistline right here. I actually flared it out 1 inch so that it fits me better. Here are my cuffs. I didn't use a pattern because I found the cuffs on this pattern are very large, so I just kind of measured around my wrist and used scrap fabric, so they look a little strange. On to putting it together and sewing. This collar is making my brain freeze. I finally attached it correctly, I think, because I had to look at the other one I made. So you sew the collar all the way around, ruffle to ruffle. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Look at the size of these peppers. They are huge. And check out the quantity of these peppers. These will turn red when they're ready, but they're all over the place. It's like a fairy garden. This looks a little strange, doesn't it? Well, I've got to put that other sleeve on. It is Sunday, September 15th, and I've been so distracted with chatting with my boys, doing some gardening, and finding creative ways to finish the sleeve. I really liked this ruffle collar, so what I did is I decided to have a ruffle sleeve. And I don't have buttons on yet, but I think that is gonna look so cute, or it already does, right? And the way I did this, if you recall, I cut my own sleeve pattern basically out of a little scrap I had left because the one in the pattern itself is just too big. It's too wide, and I wanted something a little tighter fit. And then I took a scrap, and this literally was just a long piece of fabric I had, and then I just gathered it up. All I have to do now is sew the gathered version to the interface side, right side to right side. I'll sew across the top, and then sandwich it between the other side of the cuff like that, and then sew again across the top and then down the sides. This will probably take me another week, but stay tuned. We're looking at the facing. So I put in the facing to the trench, and I realized I didn't finish the edge. The instructions didn't say to finish the edge, so I didn't. Instead, what I decided to do is put on this brown bias binding, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that all around this facing that goes in, so it looks a little bit neater. But then I just have sleeves to put on and then a hem and we're done. It's Saturday, September 21st. I can't believe how much time has passed. I started this September 3rd, but I did finish the trench coat. Ignore this skirt because I still have to finish that other one. I finished the blouse. I actually didn't put buttons on the trench coat, and that's not because I'm running out of time, I swear. I just ended up liking the way it looks without buttons. And I think it's a really good match with the blouse underneath. And in fact, I love how the collar of the blouse sticks out as well. So I think this is really good. I have to finish the skirt. I also think that's gonna be a really big match. If you recall, I need to put on the waistband and decide if I want pleats or not. And this is what I decided, no pleats. I made it so extra large that it can actually be a wraparound skirt. And the reason I like this better is because it gives the front a smoother look. So if I put pleats in, that's gonna add a lot more bulk around the top, but you see how it wraps around really nicely, and the pockets are actually in a really good spot still. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put the waistband on and then just do some hook and eye closures, or maybe I'll just do a couple of buttons, like one here and one there. That's a good idea. So I'll still have the button effect, but I'll have the much smoother finish. And after that, I'm done. So I'm going away next weekend to go visit the boys. I won't be able to sew, and then it's like October, right? So I have to finish this weekend. pocket. Sunday, September 22nd, I am done. This is it for this project, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out, especially how this blouse and this skirt match. You can see I was grumbling about putting buttons on the skirt. I ended up doing that because I couldn't find a better way to close it up, and I think the gold and the black buttons are perfect for this. One problem is, since I did it as a wrap, the buttons are off center. So I might go back and put another line right down the side so they're a little more even. I don't want to move them over because the pockets are perfect right now where they're placed. This blouse turned out really well. Both of these are from a Mood Mystery scrap box. I wanted to point that out, so this project was not expensive at all. I love the idea of the ruffles on the cuffs, especially for dark academia. I think it suits the aesthetic very well. And I definitely feel like I can wear this to work. Let's not forget the trench coat. This trench coat, this color does a really good job of pulling the outfit together. It matches the shirt. The cream color shirt has a bit of pumpkin in it as well, and the skirt does too. So I really like the match. This is a very easy Vogue pattern, in other words, a very easy trench coat to make. And I think it's perfect for a project when you're doing multiple pieces at once. This fabric I chose is a bit on the heavier side. It's like a really heavy denim type, but for a trench coat, I think that's a good weight to use. I also lined the seams with bias binding all the way around because the pattern didn't tell me how to finish them, and I really like the way that looks anyway. So this is the trench coat. See how it matches the skirt? There's a little bit of copper in there too. And the blouse, I can tuck the blouse collar under as well, so you get a very nice lapel with the trench coat. And finally, there's that other garment I made, the first one, the shirt dress. So let me change real quick and show you what that looks like. Sorry if my hair is messed up. That quick change took a little longer than I thought with all these buttons. But you remember this? This is the shirt dress I made in the beginning. This is a great pattern because it has a wide flared skirt. And boy, this material, this flannel is so comfortable. Again, with the theme of dark academia, the browns and the tans go really well together. And that trench coat goes along really well with this dress too, because this dress has a little bit of red in it. So all in all, I have two outfits and a trench I can wear for my dark academia capsule. Which was your favorite? I have to say, if I were to pick, I really like that blouse, and I'm going to try that pattern again because it inspired the creative energy in my brain. So I think that's always good for your mental health, right? And that's why I love to sew. I hope you enjoyed this dark academia challenge and I hope I inspired you to make some of your own. Perfect for fall colors. Anyway, thanks again, and that's it for now.